Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of SmartFoxTV. I hope you enjoy, and if you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe.
Hello, this is Tracy, and today is October 6th, which is National Coaches Day, National Noodle Day, National Transfer Money to Your Daughter Day, and finally, National Mad Hatter Day. Mad Hatter is a celebration with the idea of silliness, which includes wearing a crazy top hat. The inspiration of this day was based on Lewis Carroll's character, who wore a top hat in Alice in Wonderland. Carroll grew up in a hat-making town in Manchester, England, and the primary occupation was making hats. Today, I decided to dive into a little bit of history of hat styles. Throughout history, fashionable hat wearing signified someone who was wealthy, often so large that they stretched beyond the shoulders. It was not uncommon for a woman to lose her balance because of the size of her hat. In the 19th century, the bonnet was loved for the function and use for women for all classes because it shaded the frame of a woman's face while keeping her profile protected from unwanted male attention. In 1875, the Kentucky Derby had become the largest event for hat fashion in America. For men, the top hat has long been regarded as a status symbol. The 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, wore the top hat, which was his signature. The height of the top hat evolved over time, and it was very tall at times and then shorter to appear more conservative, until eventually becoming what it is known as today as the boulder or derby. First hats, of course, in history were just made of leather or a piece of a leaf. Some of the first paintings done were someone wearing a hat with a straw hat. The Virgin, although the history goes back into the Roman Empire days, became a symbol of liberty for the first American Revolution and then into the French Revolution. It was a brimless felt hat that became known later in life as the Freedom or Liberty hat. The hats were given to slaves when they were given freedom. It's hard to believe that there was once a time when ladies wore a cap in public and at home. In the middle of the late 18th century in England, married women wore head coverings called a mob cap. They are made linen and fit closer to the face, tied with a bow, open to the back to make a room for pinned up hair. In colonial America, mob caps were worn by all women. In the 19th century, mob caps were worn by servants. If you visualize the spectacular hairstyles of Marie Antoinette and her beautiful hats, the process of wardrobe, makeup, and headdressing for the French court was an event witnessed by privileged audiences. The style became adopted and refined by the English in the 19th century when hair was built up on a framework and hats were securely pinned to support what gave the illusion of floating. The upper class were adorned with their large flowers like cabbage roses, daisies, and poppies, as well as bird nests. They were frequently worn to garden parties and summer weddings. In the 1910s and 1920s, the hairstyles became shorter, hats sat closer to the head, and turbans and cloches were popular. In the 1960s and 1970s, ever-popular pillbox hat was favored by Jackie Kennedy. This made them the rage among the conservatives, and all major department stores rushed to keep them in stock. They also were worn in the 1970s with stewardess all over the world. They were perfectly suited for the new and hip-styled uniform. In the 1980s, hats fell out of style, and for fashion wear in the United States, unless they were needed for a special event like teas, garden parties, and Kentucky Derby, or Easter, they were not casually worn. Women started to wear for functional aspects a cowboy hat or a baseball cap, sometimes a bucket hat. The popularity of hats in Great Britain, however, did not last. Due to Queen Elizabeth's fondness of them, she's rarely seen without one. Hats are indeed fascinating, and they are coming back into the limelight once again. Wearing a hat is a great way to express creativity and to put an elegant touch to an outfit or hairstyle. Hats also protect the face from sun damage. There are many designs to choose from in various price ranges. Many are modern adaptations to the classics. A hat can be a simple functional piece or a one-of-a-kind statement. I hope you found this interesting, and maybe you'll be finding your next designer hat.
Hey everyone, this is Kim. Thanks for joining me again for the answers to our dad jokes today.
What time did the man go to the dentist?
Tooth 30. This is Kim, and thanks for joining me for my segment on some dad jokes.
Hello and welcome to SmartFoxTV News. The youngest certified farmer and black farmer is only 6 and lives in Georgia. Kendall Ray Johnson registered her Georgia business under the name Agroculture and joined a number of farming organizations. She first learned to love gardening through her grandmother, eventually growing a full backyard of vegetables and fruits by the time she was 4. Officially a farmer now, she is able to apply for funds to grow her farm and land and has contributed to raising tens of thousands of dollars for other young farmers. She continues to raise awareness of farming by attending various agricultural events and conferences. Kendall shares that she hopes to make more friends and inspire more kids to try out farming. 9-year-old Emmy Kim had a dream to buy 15 books for her school's library that featured diverse main characters. To do that, she and her family ran a lemonade stand to raise money to buy more inclusive books. She ended up raising almost $800 from her sales. After she got approval from her school principal, she and her family researched and bought 15 books about people from various cultures including Asian, Native American, Black, Latino, and Polynesian, making sure the authors were also from the represented culture. She inspired her school so much, they ended up buying the same set of books for the rest of the elementary schools in her district. Her next plan is to sell more fall-themed items to raise money to buy books that give representation to students with disabilities. Her belief is that the more students learn about various people and their backgrounds, the less that there would be room for racism and misunderstanding. Thanks for joining us for our news today.
This is Kim.
This is Tracy.
Hi, this is Sally.
And thanks for watching SmartFox TV. Stay foxy!